I came back from my business trip earlier than expected and found out my husband's secret. I walked into our house around midnight, planning to surprise Ivan. The living room was dark, but I could hear voices upstairs. My heart sank. A woman's voice. Definitely not the TV. I crept up the stairs, my hands shaking. The bedroom door was cracked open, soft light spilling out. That's it. Just like that, I heard Ivan say softly, "You're doing great." The woman giggled. Actually giggled. I pushed the door open, ready to catch them in the act. Ivan was sitting on the floor next to our bed. Next to him was Mrs. Morgan, our 80-year-old neighbor. She was in a hospital gown, and Ivan was braiding her hair. "Oh, honey." Mrs. Morgan noticed me first. "You're home early?" Ivan looked up, startled. "Amy, I wasn't expecting. What's happening here?" I was so confused my brain couldn't process what I was seeing. Mrs. Morgan smiled weakly. "Ivan's been bringing me here every night while you've been gone. I've been having chemo, and I lost all my hair. When it started growing back, I mentioned I missed having someone braid it like my late husband used to." Ivan looked embarrassed. She seemed so sad about it. I YouTubed how to braid hair, and I looked closer. He'd done an incredibly intricate French braid, way better than anything I could do. But why the secrecy? "Because," Mrs. Morgan chuckled, "Ivan made me promise not to tell you. He was worried you'd think he was weird for spending his evenings braiding an old lady's hair." Ivan stood up, brushing off his knees. "I know it sounds strange, but it just seemed like such a small thing I could do." I noticed a notebook on the nightstand filled with different braid patterns, all in Ivan's handwriting. "How long has this been going on?" "3 months," Mrs. Morgan answered. "Every Tuesday and Thursday. He picks me up and brings me here where it's more comfortable. Sometimes Sundays if I'm feeling particularly lonely." "And you've been telling me you were working late?" Ivan nodded sheepishly. "I thought you'd laugh at me, or think I was being weird." Mrs. Morgan patted his hand with her frail fingers. "This sweet man has been my highlight every week. I look forward to these visits more than anything. He even learned to do pin curls because I mentioned missing my old hairstyles." I felt tears welling up. Here I was, expecting to catch him cheating, and instead I found him being the most caring person on the planet. "There's more," Ivan said quietly. "Mrs. Smith from down the street has been coming too, as well as other ladies." "Ivan started a whole thing," Mrs. Morgan beamed. "We call it Hair Angels. He's helping half the neighborhood." I looked around our bedroom, really seeing it for the first time. There was a professional salon chair in the corner that I hadn't noticed before, a small table with hair supplies. He'd turned our bedroom into a makeshift salon. "You bought equipment?" "I wanted to do it right," Ivan said. "Mrs. Morgan deserves to feel beautiful during her treatment." I picked up a photo from the nightstand I hadn't seen before. It showed Ivan with at least 10 elderly women, all with gorgeous hairstyles. "This was last week," Mrs. Morgan explained. "Ivan organized a whole photo shoot for us. We felt like movie stars." Ivan's hands were softer than usual, moisturized. He'd been taking care of them so he could take care of these women properly. "The other night," Mrs. Morgan continued, "Ivan stayed until 3 a.m. because Mrs. Kim was having a panic attack about losing her hair. He just sat with her and braided practice strands until she felt better." I was crying now, full tears. "Ivan?" "Yeah?" "Next time I'm traveling, I'm leaving you a list of YouTube tutorials for nail art too." Mrs. Morgan clapped her hands together. "Oh, that would be wonderful." Ivan looked relieved. "You're not mad about the secrecy?" "Mad? Ivan, you've been running an underground beauty salon for cancer patients." "I'm not mad. I'm amazed." "Well," Mrs. Morgan said, standing slowly, "I should get home. Thank you for tonight, Ivan. The braid is perfect." After Ivan walked her out, he came back upstairs looking nervous. "So, what do you think?" I gestured at the salon setup, the photos, the notebook full of hair tutorials he'd mastered. "I think I married the most incredible man alive." His face lit up. "Really?" "Really. But next time, no secrets. I want to help." "Actually," he grinned, "Mrs. Morgan has been asking about getting highlights." I laughed. "Then we better start watching YouTube tutorials together."